What is up, my friends? My name is Kim, and if you like true crime like I do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I post 2 times a week, and you don't want to miss a thing. Today is some chai tea latte. Delish. I hope you're having a fabulous day today. Today's case is about a big dream YouTuber. Samantha's marriage was not so hot to Ernie. She came up with the best plan to fix it. Let's get into it. Introductions are so lame. Ernest Ernie Lee Ibarra Jr. was born on December 25th, Christmas Day, 1985. He was born in Mount Pleasant, Texas. He was described as a bookworm. In his younger years, he was an avid reader, but as he aged, he started to get more into computers. Ernie was a big time gamer and really liked tinkering with broken computers to get them going again. He was said to be pretty good at it as well. Ernie was described to be a person that would give the shirt off his back, but he was also known to be a little bit of a firecracker. In 2008, Ernie met Samantha Wohlford at a tattoo shop and sparked up a great conversation, and the pair started dating. Remember new dating when you would be like, no, you hang up, no, you hang up, that kind of stuff? They were described as soulmates by their family in the beginning of their relationship. Samantha Nicole Wohlford was born in 1998, the oldest of 3 children. She had a pair of twins with her high school boyfriend when she was 19 years old. And in 2011, she was with Ernie and they became pregnant. And you will never guess, she became pregnant with another set of twins. Like, that has to be like so rare. But yeah, she had another set of twins. And later in 2013, when Samantha was 24, she had another child. Now, the final child, the fifth one, Samantha was not excited about having this baby. She was on birth control. She already had 2 sets of twins, so 4 children, and then now this was the fifth one. So Samantha had a YouTube channel, and this was part of her channel, kind of talking about her experience and how it was an accident, but she was making the best of it.
Decided to do a, pregnancy vlog. I took a pregnancy test last night and it came back. I couldn't tell whether it was positive or negative. The marks on it was so light. I honestly thought it was negative. Right now is not a good time for me to be pregnant. Not to mention I was taking birth control, so I didn't think it could be positive. But it freaked me out nonetheless. I bought some of those clear blue pregnancy tests that say pregnant or not pregnant, so you can tell for sure. And that's a little, yeah. No, I'm not exactly excited about this. So we're not sure what I'm having. The dad's not excited either. This was not planned at all.
So, as you can probably tell, two parents struggling in the beginning and now have 5 children. Ernie was the main breadwinner of the family. He had 2 jobs to support the large family. He was working for DBAT during the day, and then at nights he was working at Little Caesars Pizza. Samantha thought, I want to help out and earn some money around here. And she thought that she could do this by starting a YouTube channel. Flawless plan. Her videos discussed her passions, her personal life, and the struggles of being a young mother of 5. She was all in with her channel and she thought she could really take it somewhere. But what this sparked was her paying less attention to her children. And she acted like YouTube was her career and that was more important. Her sister-in-law stated she wanted to be internet famous. My brother didn't like that kind of thing. So there was definitely a lot of arguments going on around her wanting to pursue her dreams of creating this YouTube channel. And with YouTube, of course, you don't make money right away. It's not an overnight deal. It takes time. And so with having to support your family like right then, I could see where the tension would grow. And not to mention, the kids were being ignored, and that was really a point of contention in the relationship. The couple also fought over the amount of time that Ernie spent on his gaming habit. There was one thing that Samantha was really upset after his online avatar married a female gamer's character. Ernie felt bad and wanted to make up for it, so he agreed to marry Samantha. Huh? Do people not send flowers to each other anymore after a fight? You know, like I'm sorry, hon, on the card. No, it's let's get married. There's a couple of moments in this case. So in 2014, they end up getting married. In the early morning hours of February 20th, 2015, Rosie Wohlford, Samantha's mother, received a frantic call from Samantha. She said there was intruders and apparently they had kidnapped her husband, Ernie. She couldn't understand, her mom couldn't understand her in the beginning, so when she finally understood her, she could hear her saying, "I'm tied up." And of course, her mother Rosie started panicking, and she was honestly very, very petrified for her daughter. So Rosie calls her sister, which her sister's name was Ginger. Ginger lived nearby, and so she was able to drive over to Samantha's house. And Ginger arrived before the police arrived. She found Samantha in an upstairs bedroom. She was gagged with her hands tied behind her back and her feet were tied as well. She was able to wiggle over to a phone and dial her mother's number, apparently by using like her nose with the cell phone. So now officers are on scene. You know, Ginger gets there, unties her, officers arrive, and they're from the Titus County Sheriff's Department. As the officers are searching the home, they're looking for anything out of place, any valuables taken, is everything accounted for? And the only thing that Samantha could tell them that was missing was her Chevy Equinox, her vehicle. The front door was knocked off of its hinges and pieces, and there was signs that there was a physical struggle. There was signs of blood on the wall, which happened during some sort of fight, and they were able to find like a lock of hair that was close to that front door as well. So, of course, immediately they wanted to take Samantha down for questioning, get her statement, you know, what happened, what do they look like. She went down for questioning and claimed she and Ernie were asleep when the intruders entered their bedroom. She says, quote, "I remember sometime, it was a little after 1 a.m., someone jerking the blankets, which startled me and woke me up." Samantha went on to say one of the attackers had held a knife to her throat while Ernie was dragged downstairs and beaten. After they took him downstairs and definitely a physical fight went on, they went up and they grabbed Samantha and they brought her downstairs as well. She would say that they had her on her knees facing Ernie, making sure that Ernie was looking at her. It was like they were using her like some kind of taunting factor, and they were also punching him in the face with this gun. Samantha is in this interrogation room. She is seen very upset. She's tearing up. It seems like she was pretty upset over what she had seen and heard. She would go on to say that Ernie was dragged from the home while she was taken upstairs, bound, and gagged. After the intruders left, she was able to wiggle over and dial her mother's number with her nose. She claimed that the men then took her husband in her vehicle and they were wearing masks and their entire faces were covered. She couldn't tell what they look like. All she could say is that they were wearing black baggy clothes. So the investigators wasted no time. They did a trace on Ernie's phone, and they did this around 3:20 a.m. and they got a ping in a nearby Pittsburgh, Texas. However, they were unable to locate him, and the signal later went dead. They were filling Samantha in that they were tracing his phone and hopefully they would know more soon. They're trying to console her, trying to give her information of what's going on. Detectives also learned Samantha had called the police on Ernie in 2014, alleging that he had attacked her. Ernie was brought in for questioning and he was ultimately arrested for this domestic violence. As part of his arrest, a protective order was issued against Ernie. So they're thinking, oh, there's domestic violence going on. We need to know more about what's going on in your relationship. But Samantha would claim that their domestic problems were the thing of the past. She would say, yes, they happened, but we worked through it and now we are great. We have no problems. Look away, officers. We're great. So investigators ask her a few more questions, like what kind of events happened in the days leading up to this attack. She claimed that she was at the hospital because her friend was giving birth to a baby, so she went there to visit her. And in the middle of the interview, Samantha had an epiphany. She was like, oh my God, I totally forgot. There was this guy I met yesterday. His name was Johnny Reb. You should check him out. He could have done it. Samantha claimed she met this Johnny gentleman at the hospital and had loaned him her car to drive their friend home from the hospital. She had told him about Ernie's abuse on her, to which Johnny was very upset about. He made a comment he would take out someone who was hitting a woman and that he kind of offered to somehow help her with her situation. Interesting. The cops learned Johnny Reb's real name was Jonathan Kyle Sanford and that he was 25 years old, had recently been released from prison. Samantha said he had just texted her from the hospital and detectives rushed to the hospital to find Johnny Reb. Johnny was found at the hospital and he was with his brother-in-law, who was Jose Antonio Ponce. He was 26 years old, so both men were charged with aggravated kidnapping. Johnny said he had met Samantha days earlier at the hospital through his girlfriend, Charla Kemp, who just had given birth. Samantha told him about Ernie's alleged abuse, and Johnny told her he could take Ernie out of the picture. To help Johnny, he recruited his brother-in-law, Ponce, and another friend, Octavius Rhymes, who was 28 years old. So they originally intended to plant meth in Ernie's truck and set him up for this drug bust. On the night of February 19th, Johnny, Rhymes, Samantha, and her children drove her vehicle to go buy some meth. But at some point, they decided that murdering Ernie would be easier. Huh? I am not sure after buying meth, their drug addict mouths weren't watering and didn't want to part ways with that drug. But that is like, how did you? On the way to the murder, Johnny, Rhymes, and Ponce smoked the meth that they had bought. After beating Ernie, they drove him to a remote area in the neighboring Camp County, Texas, where Ponce shot him in the back of the head. They had already hit him in the head multiple times with this pistol. They had hit him across his face with it. They had punched him. But the final blow, which caused his death, was the shot in the back of the head. Johnny would help investigators locate and retrieve Ernie's body. Johnny and Ponce's charges were subsequently upgraded to include murder now. that they had the body. Investigators were not done. They found text messages from Samantha that were sent to Rhymes while police were trying to trace Ernie's phone. They read, "Kill Ernie's phone. Shut that shit down. Ditch phone. Move." This is the part where I am completely confused. So she stages this kidnap and murder of her husband, tells the police who did it, as if they aren't going to squeal like a pig. And then while in police custody, you send a text message telling them to shut down the phone and move? That is just another in this story. Samantha was arrested and charged with aggravated kidnapping and murder. Octavius Rhymes was charged on February 26, 2015. Jonathan Sanford and Jose Ponce pleaded guilty in April of 2016. They were sentenced to 50 years in prison. In December of that year, Octavius Rhymes went to trial and he was found guilty on all counts, and he received a combined sentence of 93 years in prison. Samantha, this inspiring YouTuber that just wanted to be famous, went on trial for the murder of her husband Ernie in September of 2017. She was found guilty and received a 99-year prison sentence to be served consecutively with a 50-year sentence for kidnapping. That should do it. She had big dreams. She wanted to be a huge YouTuber. She wanted to be an actress. She just had a lot of goals, and it's unfortunate that she got successful in a completely different way. You guys let me know what you think about this case. Do you agree with my theory about how they switch from framing him with meth to going over to murder in a flash, that their mouths were watering, they didn't want to part with the drugs? And have you ever fought over an avatar in a video game? On a more serious note, there was 5 kids affected by her choices. And of course, the family of Ernie are devastated with their loss. Very sad. My condolences, 100%. But if you guys made it to the end, you guys are rock stars, and I love you to death. There are more true crime videos in my Captured Killers playlist if you would like to check them out. Either way, stay safe, my loves, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.